Fiona, an 11-year-old art enthusiast, was visiting a famous museum in Paris with her class. As they entered the main exhibit hall, their teacher, Madame Delacroix, gave them a project. She wanted each student to sketch their favorite piece from the collection. Excited, Fiona grabbed her sketchbook and began to draw. As she copied down the strokes of a Van Gogh painting, she felt something strange. Her pencil seemed to be hovering above the page, tracing not her drawing, but the very painting on the wall. Startled by this inexplicable phenomenon, Fiona looked up just in time to see Madame Delacroix eyeing her suspiciously. Dismissing it as a trick of the light, Fiona continued sketching, only to have her pencil mysteriously guided again. Astonished, she watched as the image of a stolen Monet, the museum's prized possession, materialized in her sketchbook. Grabbing her things, Fiona slipped away from the group, racing through the echoing halls. She had to find that painting. The museum's security guard, alerted to Fiona's disappearance, hurried after her. As she rounded a corner, Fiona spotted a hidden door marked "Employees Only." Peeking through a crack, she saw a shadowy figure cradling the stolen painting. With a gasp, Fiona slipped inside. The solitary figure turned, revealing a ghostly curator. He beckoned Fiona closer. Startled, Fiona instinctively took a step back, knocking over a nearby easel. The clatter echoed in the vast storage room, causing the ghost to vanish with a frustrated sigh. Deciding to follow the ghost, Fiona ventured deeper into the labyrinthine room, her footsteps the only sound in the eerie silence. She soon came across a table piled with canvases and easels. At its center lay a single sheet of paper bearing a strange symbol. Realizing it was a clue, Fiona sat down and, using charcoal, slowly began to redraw the frame of the painting. As she worked, the air grew colder and the room began to stir. The easels shifted positions, canvases fell, and the ghostly curator materialized before her, arms crossed and a hint of a smile playing on his lips. When Fiona finished, the ghost approached, his form solidifying. He leaned closer to her ear and whispered, "You seek to steal from me, little girl, but your art cannot match my masterpiece." With that, he dissolved into a puff of smoke, leaving Fiona alone in the now empty room. She pondered the ghost's words, realizing he was challenging her artistic abilities. Determined to prove him wrong, Fiona rum-family through the jumble of art supplies. Searching for something to draw, she found an old, discarded magazine, and using its pages, she began to sketch. Working quickly, she drew everything the room had shown her, the moving easels, the falling canvases, even the ghost. As she added the finishing touches, the room began to shift once more, swirling into a vortex of color and texture. When it cleared, Fiona gasped. The ghost stood before her, the stolen Monet in his hand. And instead of a sneer, a gentle smile graced his face. With a flourish, he returned the painting to Fiona, who stared at it in wonder. Then, as if remembering something, he extended a hand towards her. Startled, Fiona hesitated, then took it. The ghost led her out of the room, showing her secret passages and hidden staircases, becoming her guide and protector. They emerged together in the main hall, where Madame Delacroix and the security guard were frantically searching. Overjoyed to have the painting back, the adults showered Fiona with praise and gratitude, but she couldn't help but feel a pang of disappointment that the mystery was over. As the room buzzed with voices, Fiona slipped away unnoticed, returning to the storage room. She found the easel with the strange symbol, picked up a pad of watercolor paper, and with a determined smile began to sketch. She had a feeling she'd be seeing the ghost again, and she wanted to be ready. Madame Delacroix, noticing Fiona's absence, went to check on her. Finding the open sketchbook, she gasped at the sight of the stolen painting. As Fiona had predicted, the ghost appeared, and together with his enigmatic grin, he pointed towards the exit. Understanding, Madame Delacroix followed, leaving the room once more. The entire exhibit hall was in disarray, canvases strewn across the floor, frames shattered. Fiona and the ghost surveyed the damage, and the ghost gestured to an easel. On it was a blank pad of watercolor paper and a single charcoal pencil. It was a new challenge, and Fiona, clad in her most creative and elegant black dress, was ready to accept it.